Okay, future bankers, we are back. And we are going to add a timer. A timer is a function that is important inside of animations because it is going to trigger different events to happen. Timers will move and update values as we go along. So we're going to say that timer t is equal to a new timer. Notice where I'm writing this. This is outside. This is inside of our this is outside, this is inside. This is outside of our different functions, but it is inside of our public class, so it is a variable that we're going to be using. Now, a timer takes two arguments. The first one is the interval in which it times, and that's in milliseconds. So it's going to take 5 milliseconds, and we're going to record this every single 5 times. And it's a good thing that I use this. So action listener is looking for what it wants to look at. And we want it to look at this. This is a keyword that we use to direct something to pay attention to this. So we want it to pay attention to the timer and the variables outside of this. So I'm going to throw all of my variables in one list because they're all integers. And in order to do that, I am going to do x is equal to 0. So we are starting our program over here. So we're going to have x start at 0, and then let's move y a little bit further away. We're going to do y is equal to 10. So our box is getting that x and y component. So x meaning that it is all the way over here, and 10 just a little bit down our frame. And then we are going to add two variables that are very specific to timer. They are velocity x, which we are going to set equal to 2, and velocity y, which we are going to set equal to 2. So velocity, if you've been in physics or you know what it is our distance over our speed, the velocity over our time, our distance over our time. So we are referencing how much change is happening while we are moving. So this is important because this is what's going to trigger us to move. At different instances, we are going to change our x component to our y, or our velocity x, or our velocity y. So let's do that over here. Inside of here, we are going to say that our action performed, this is a new function right here. So this is a E, which stands for event. We have got an action performed. This is just like paint component. We are tracking to see if something happened. So a time shift happened. So that was an event, and we are going to do something because of that. So we are going to say that x is plus equal to our velocity x. So our x that was now 0 is now equal to 2. And we're going to do the same thing for our y. So our y is plus equal to our velocity in our y direction. And now the last thing that we need to do is we need to repaint. Repaint is a command that allows us to change things or redraw everything that was in our paint component after we have a certain event. So let's compile this. The last thing that we need to do is now drag our animation over to this side, and we are going to add it over to this window by calling the name of our program. So animation comp. I'm going to name this AC is equal to new animation component. And now we are going to set, we're going to fill our window. So we're going to do window dot add, and we'll add AC. Cool. All right, let's see if I am quick enough to drag this over here. I am going to run this. Woo. Oh, we have a box and it is not quite moving yet. So that is one thing that I forgot to throw in here. When we paint it, we need to start this timer. So we are going to do t.start. Start is a function that always is built in with Java with these events. It means that we want to start our timer once we have painted this. So we are going to compile. Let me compile this. And we will run this. Cool. Whoa, it just kept on going. It kept on going. So we want to set boundaries so that we can have this bounce around and look like that cool DVD loading screen. So in order to do that, we are going to throw some if statements inside of our action. So we are going to say that if x is ever less than 0 or x is greater than our window, which in our case, our x goes all the way up to 500. But remember, our block is 25 from the furthest left point. So we have to add 25 to that. Or really, we have to subtract it from our total frame. So at 475, one of our edges, which is 25 further from our reference point, is going to be touching. So we're going to throw that in there. And if that happens, we are going to change the direction. So we are going to say that velocity x is equal to negative velocity x. So I'll close that up right there. And now velocity x equal to negative velocity x. Oh, expected. We got that right there. Cool. All right, I'm going to copy and paste that same thing because we're just going to do it for our y direction as well. So if our y, except we now have a different y direction. Our y direction is actually 400, so that means that this is 375. We are going to change our x to our y's over here. And now this should give us boundaries so that if we have an object that goes out of this boundary, we will know it. So let me go over to my main and I'll compile that. And now when we run this, yeah, party. We've got a box that's bouncing. It's crazy. Sweet. You can notice that iOS automatically rounds our bottom, so we can drag this out just a little bit to make it bounce almost perfectly. Cool. So that is your quick little animation tour. We are going to now work on if we want to move the box ourselves. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.